Hi guys, welcome back to class. Today we'll be making this beautiful bubu dress. It will serve as a bubu dress or a kimono. So it has loops at the front. So that's what we'll be making today. So stay tuned to this channel. Alright guys, I'll be using 3 yards of crepe fabric for this. And I'll be folding my fabric into 4. We'll be turning the back, then I'm folding it into 4. See what I did? I'm folding into 4. I'm folding this way. Okay. I'm folding it into 2 first. I'll fold into 2 first. Yeah, folding into 2. Then I'll fold it this way. The way we fold for a bubu dress. This is what I'm doing. So this is into 4. And I'm laying it on the table. So I've laid my fabric flat. I have to flatten it out with my hand. I'll start by putting down our neckline. Our neck width will be 3 inches. The back neck depth will be 2 inches. While for the front has a V-neck down. So our front will be 8 inches. That's the V-neck. So I'll roll down to the point for our front. And I'll connect the back. Using my free hand. The next thing I'll do is to push down the length. I'm using the full length. Full length of 33.5. I'm using a full length of 33.5. 43.5. No, I'm using a full length of 53.5. Yeah. The next thing I'll do is I'll put down our shoulder measurements. Then I'll extend to our sleeve measurements because it comes with the sleeve. Our shoulder measurement is 7 inches. 7 inches. Then our sleeve, from our shoulder to our sleeve, it will be having an elastic. As you can see, there is elastic at the sleeve. So we'll be adding allowance for the elastic. So I'm using 16 inches. So our sleeve length. So let me explain again. I took I marked 3 inches as our neck width, then 2 inches as the depth of our neck for the back. Then I came down by 8 inches for the front neckline, since it's a V-neck. Then the next thing I did was to take our length, the length of our dress. Then I took the shoulder measurement of 7 inches and I extended to our sleeve length, where our sleeve will stop. Now the next thing I'll do is to come down for our sleeve opening. Now I'll be coming down by 1 inch for our shoulder slope, which I'll be connecting to the neck. So from there, I'll come down our sleeve opening. You check what you have round where your sleeve is going to stop. You check what you have there. Whenever you're taking your elbow measurement, please fold your elbow like this whenever you're taking your elbow measurement. You shouldn't be tight, it should be loose, so 13 inches is good. Now we are using 13 inches. Now I'll be connecting this our shoulder slope to our neckline. So I'm connecting the shoulder slope to our neckline. Okay. So I'll be cutting out the back neckline. I'm not cutting out the front neckline yet. Then I'm cutting out the shoulder slope. Now I've cut out the shoulder slope. The next thing I'll do is check where my sleeve opening will end. When you do this is where our sleeve is going to stop. Exactly at this point. So like I decided to extend the sleeve opening by using 11 inches. So from the point of our sleeve opening, I'll come down by 1.5. You can do 1 inch or 2 inches. I'll come down by 1.5 and curve. I'll come in by 1.5 and curve down. See what I'm doing? I came in by 1.5, then I'm curving it down. From there, I'm coming down on a straight line. So I'm coming down on a straight line. So I'm cutting it out from the length. So I'll cut out. thing I will do is to take out the back. I'm taking out the back and leaving the front. So I'll cut out. I'll be cutting out the front neckline. Now I'm cutting out the front neckline. Please be careful not to cut the back. We'll be slitting the center front open. So we'll be slitting the center front open. Just trying to arrange this so it doesn't scatter. Now I'm slitting the center front. Okay. After doing this, I'll be going to join the back to the front. The first thing we'll do, this is all the cutting, finished cutting. Now, the next thing I'm doing now is to start joining them together. I'm taking out the front piece. Okay, so I'm arranging the front piece this way. So the back piece will come up, will be on it. So we'll go and join them together. So within right side, facing right side. So I'm going to join them together. Using my pins to hold it down. So we are going to join the shoulder. We're going to join the shoulder on a ½ inch. We'll do the same thing for this other side of the shoulder. Now what I'm doing now is I'm going to join the shoulder for the both side, both piece. I'm going to join the shoulder, and after that we are leaving the sleeve opening. We are coming in by, now I came in by 1.5 for our sleeve. At our sleeve opening, you can do 1 inch or 2 inches. So from here I'm coming in by ½ inch and I'm running it down for both sides. I will do that before we move on. So I finished joining it. I finished joining the shoulders and the sides. Now what is left is to turn our facing, like our collar. So to join our collar, I'll get the midpoint of the back. I'll just fold it and get the midpoint. making sure that the two shoulder lines match. So this is our midpoint. I will notch very small. Yeah, I've notched it. So from here, I'll measure what I have till the hem line, till the down of our kimono. So I'll be cutting a facing for it. After checking what I have, I will times it by 2 because it will be on both sides. Now I've cut out 2 inches for our facing. Since I'm short of materials, I have to cut as much as. So I will join them together. I'll be joining them together. We'll be joining it. I'll show you how to join it. After joining them together, I'll show you how to place it here. Now the next thing that we'll be using a bias strip. We'll be using a bias tape, like a bias, to form our loops. So I'll be getting a bias for the loops. To form our loops, I'll be getting a bias of any color that will match. Yeah, I'll check the colors that will match. That will be okay for it then. So what I'm doing now is I'm checking for the bias that would go for it. I have some bias here, so I'll check for the color that will go for it. Green will go. I think I have green. Yeah, this green is perfect. So now what we'll be doing with this bias, you see, we are going to be joining it together like this. So you're going to sew it like this all the way. You get a long strip, so it can, then depend on how many loops you want. You can count how many loops you want. So we are going to be sewing a very long strip of bias. I'll do that and join. I'll be joining the pieces we have. Then we'll continue with it. I finished creating my loop. Now it's tiny, and I finished joining my facing. What you have to do is to measure what you have from the point we notched at the neckline, the back neckline. Remember, we notched that point. So you're going to measure from that point we notched till the down of your kimono, and you're timesing it by 2. That's what you use to cut out your facing. Now we'll be taking one of the facing. Okay. We'll take one of the facing. I like opening up my seam this way. So open up your seam and you match it on the point we notched. Match it like this. Pin it down. So we are going to sew round. We are going to join it to our kimono. We are going to sew it round on a 1/2 inch. Now my facing is 2 inches. You can do 2.5. I don't have enough fabric left, so that's why I did 2 inches. So I'm going to join it round. After joining, I'll show you what to do. Now for our loop, you can do 2 inches, but I like to do 1.5 inch so it looks small. I like it to look smaller, so I'll be doing 1.5. Yeah, you cut it 1.5. Depending on how many loops you want or how many buttons you want to have. So I'll be doing 1.5. It's okay for me. So I'll be cutting them 1.5. Like I said, you can do 2 inches, but me, I love to do 1.5. I don't want it to look very big and long. See what I'm doing? I'm cutting out 1.5 each. So I'm cutting everything though. So guys, I finished running the first facing. So I'll be turning into the other one, the other 2 inches. Now the next thing we'll be doing is to determine how many holes you want, how many loops, like our buttons, how many buttons you're going to be fixing. Now I want mine to be like 15. So I'll be starting from our break point, from the place where our front neckline stops. Remember, we used 8 inches. We used 8 inches. So it's to check where your neckline stops, which is here. So I'll be starting here. This is my break point. I'll be starting here to fix my loop. Remember that our buttons always come at the left side. For female shirts, our buttons always comes at the left hand side, while our buttonhole or this loop that we'll be using will come at the right side. Now, so from here where our break point is, we'll be marking how many loops we want. I said I want 15 loops. So it can stop, your loop can stop at your above knee or some inches away from your above knee. So you know what you want. You can do 3 inches away or 2 inches away. I think I should do 2. I'll be doing 2 inches away from each other. From our first break point, I'm marking 2 inches. So I will take 2 inches down. Let's see. So now I have 1, 2, 3. We'll continue like that. And yeah, 15 is okay for me. The 15 is okay for me. So I'll be having 16 loops, which will be joining this way. Let me bring the camera closer so you could see very well. So after getting the lines we want, our desired lines, the next thing is to start joining our loops. So we'll be joining it this way. On the right side, remember what I said, we'll be joining it this way. This is what we want to achieve. By the time we finish joining and turning the other one on it, it will turn like this. This is how it will be. After turning the other facing, we'll turn it on it, we'll top stitch on it, and this is what we are going to achieve. Our loops will be outside. So like I said, you place it this way, one on top of the other. And we are going to sew down till the 15 inches, till the 15th one. We'll sew till the 15th one before we turn with the other facing we created. So I will do that off camera and we'll continue. Please, when you fold it this way, let me bring it close. You're folding it this way and you're placing it on the line and you're sewing. So when you after sewing, we are turning it out. So this is it. This is how it will be. Guys, I'm done with fixing our loop. This is it. So I'm about to turn it over with our other facing. So what I'll be doing is I'm opening it up again, starting from our neckline, the place starting from this other side, the next side, I'm going to place it on it, making sure that the lines are matching. Pinning it down. So I'm going to sew all the way. I'll be sewing all the way to cover our loop. So now the loop, this is the side of the loop, it is going inside and this will be on it. Let me show you what I mean. Let me pin this side down so you will see how so we are going to run that, and when we open it up, this is what we are going to get. I'm going to do that and come back to show you. I'm going to run it now, and so we'll see how it will be. Alright, now this is how, after turning it, this is our loop. This is our loop. So I'm going to iron it. I'll go to the ironing table and iron it properly. Now I'll be folding this other part inside and this other part, and we'll be top stitching. We'll be top stitching on it. So that's what we'll be doing. We'll top stitch round. So it's good you use your iron to press that place, to slip, to lay flat, so you can easily sew it. So I will do that and top stitch. I finished turning our facing. So this is our loop. What is left is I'm going to round it down. I'm going to fold it down. And the sleeve. Then we'll add our elastic to the sleeve. That will be all for it. Then I'll put it on the mannequin so we'll view. So I will do that and put it on the mannequin. So we'll see the final look of our kimono. So guys, here we are done with our kimono dress. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and comment. I love you all. Thank you for always coming back. Please subscribe. See you in the next class. We went ahead to add our elastic to the sleeves on both sides.